Well, good morning. My name is Tom. I come to you from the great state of Maine. Get yourself a cup of coffee. As you can see, we've got an Evinrude 4-horse set in front of me. That's a 1974. I have a 1974 Johnson 4-horse. Now these are both the same motor. The only thing different is the sticker on the side. More or less. All the parts are interchangeable. The starters are the same. They're just, I can put their motors side by side, and I probably will because both motors need work. I have a shed over there that's got, I think, 4 more motors in it, plus the other. So there's 6 of these motors around here. They range anywhere, and they don't run. But one at a time, I'm picking away at them, just because. One thing I do is I like keeping them running. Why am I working on it now, and it's only March 3rd? Well, March 3rd, and we have very little ice to speak of. We have no snow on the ground. The days are going to get longer and warmer. So ice is going to go out in this state really, really early. Especially the stream ice, which is behind me. Going to go out really early. So I'm headed up to the cabin. I have a 12-foot aluminum boat up there that I want to bring home. It's going to live down here on the dock that you saw I put in last fall. Why? Why so early? Well, as soon as that ice is gone, I can still beaver trap. Beaver trapping in this section of the state goes on until April 15th. So there's bank beavers that run up and down this stream out here. And there will be not just one home of them, not just 2. There will be quite a few. It's a couple mile stretch. And we have bank beavers out there. So as soon as the ice drops, I'm headed up in that swamp with some traps for the bank beavers. There'll be number 4 jump traps. I also will put out some 330 corner bears. But for the most part, I'll be using number 4 jump traps. So Jeffrey from Pennsylvania, those are where I'll be using those jump traps. So, Jeffrey's from Pennsylvania. I should probably just call him Jeff. Jeff is from Pennsylvania. He's bought himself a piece of property up in Northern Maine, and he's moving here when he retires. I think he said it's 6 years or something like that before he retires. But I'll tell you what, that's an awful long time to wait, Jeff. But anyways, Jeff has worked in the woods his whole life. He's trapped and everything else, so he's coming up here and hopefully going to put himself in the trap line and just plain enjoy your retirement. So good for you, and I hope you enjoy your retirement. Looking forward to meeting you this summer. We'll see how that all works out. But anyways, getting back to, and then the same thing with open water fishing. I did not get a chance to fish that much this winter because I don't normally trust ice that doesn't get here before February. I want good solid ice. I don't want thin spots. I don't want any risk at all. That's the way it is when you get to be my age. You've taken all your risk when you're younger. So I have not ice fished that much at all this winter. I did get out on the little pond for a day or 2, but nothing to speak of. So as soon as this ice is out, me and my boat are getting in the water. And then these other motors I'll be working on. So what I want is a boat down here and a motor sitting there 24/7, at least through the end of April, because we'll be trapping for beaver, and at the same time I will be having bait traps up there for suckers. Then the suckers will be used for my lake trout fishing in May. So I'll have fresh suckers with any luck at all, and go from there. So, but anyways, that's the story behind these outboards. This one right here, I'm not sure quite what it needs yet. I do need to, we'll find out here in a little while. I haven't really played with it. Same thing, I got 4 more motors up there. I had them given to me. One's a 2-horse, one's a 5-horse. There might even be a 6-horse. And who knows, there might even be more than 4 or 5 motors. I'm not sure. I do know the 1974 Johnson, all that needs is the carburetor cleaned on it. And then that motor has always been on my boat. So we'll give that carburetor a cleaning and then get that motor up and going, and then I will have that motor back in the boat. What I've been toting around while that motor's been down is an 8-horse. And I really don't like to, the 8-horse as a spare, because it's just a heavier motor, and all it is to get me back to the boat landing if we have a problem with my main motor, which is only an 8-horse anyways. So, but I'm planning on, you guys, if you look through my videos, we picked up that 20-foot aluminum boat. We saved it from the scrapyard. So my plan is to have that in the water for ice out up on the big lake. And I've got a 15-horse Johnson I'll be putting on the back of that. That's a 20-foot aluminum boat, nice and deep. So that'll be a really good boat for fishing out of, as well as getting ready to, the boys are finally big enough to start jumping in the boat with Papa, so I want a little bigger boat for them and just a little bit more room for us all to get around and move and get out there and see if we can't find some lake trout for them boys. Trolling, they might not like that as much as perch fishing, but if we can get a big laker in the boat, then they'll see A equals B equals great big lake trout. But yeah, this one right here, I know I got to put some spark plug ends on it. One is missing and the other one is off. So I do have a couple of those I'll be putting on it, and then I'll be checking it for spark. I'm hoping if it's got spark, then it's just carburation, and then we'll do, but it hasn't run, I don't believe, in 20 years. But we'll see. We'll see. It's a nice clean motor. I'll take the cover off and show it to you, but the motor is nice and clean. Nothing wrong with it as far as parts and all that, so we'll see. I believe I can get it going, but like I said, we'll check it out. Hey, let me take it out of that barrel and set it up here, and I'll give you a little look over. This is what I mean. It's missing that end. This one is poked in there, but not very good. So I do have a motor that I can rob some of those off to give it a try. I'm going to get those put back on there. Then I'm going to pull the engine over and just see if it's got any spark. If it's got spark, then normally they're not too difficult to get going. But anyways, that's it. What I did when I brought this motor home first thing, I pulled the plugs out of it. I sprayed some WD-40 in there, and then I sprayed some penetrating oil in there just to get the piston all lubed up, get the rings all lubed up, and it's just plain good for the motor. But all this is identical on the 4-horse Johnson. The starter is all identical. The carburetor is all identical. Same thing with the filter. Even if you stick with Evinrude and you stick with Johnson, even the gas hookup is identical. What I like about the old motors that you don't get with the new motors is you got a high speed, a slow speed adjustment, and you got a high speed adjustment. So, and you don't get that ability on the new motors. They have taken that away from us as fishermen. And especially on these little motors, if you can adjust the high speed and the low speed on the fly, then you can, while you're fishing, you can slow that motor right down to what you want and need. And for lake trout fishing, I need 1.4 miles per hour. So anyways, that's the deal there. So let me take it out of the drum. As you can see, that is a nice looking motor. Nothing's missing on it. Prop is in really good shape. So I'm going to see if we can make this old girl go again. 1974. Evinrude.